Hey guys, welcome back to Game or Pass, the series where I take a random game from Microsoft's Game Pass collection and play it for as long as I can stomach to make a simple verdict. Game or Pass.
Oh no.
Up this time is Dicey Dungeons, a roguelike deck building game developed by Terry Kavanagh and Distractionware. It's a strange little game where you navigate a combination of tactical dice-based combat and the cruel fate of RNG. For context, I love board games, D&D, all things dice related. Give me any mechanics involving the little clackety-clacks and I'll be fully engrossed. Now, obviously rolling digital dice will never hold quite the same amount of appeal, but Dicey Dungeons does an admirable job of making sure you still feel a level of control despite being largely at the whims of random numbers being generated in the background. Set against the backdrop of a game show style environment, you take the role of a classic fantasy job or class transformed into a cube and forced to navigate a dungeon of monsters, weapons and upgrades. During my playthrough I took on the role of a warrior, a thief, a robot, my personal favourite, an inventor and a witch. Each has their own unique slant on combat, such as the warrior being able to re-roll dice each round and the inventor constantly discarding a piece of equipment after each combat, supposedly through boredom, to create a new helpful gadget for the next conflict. This helps to keep the game feeling fresh with each run, though I definitely had preferences. The thief seemed particularly useless, though perhaps I simply had bad luck on their run. Each round of combat essentially boils down to choosing which dice you want to use to utilise your chosen abilities. This may sound simple, but it's surprising how many difficult decisions there were to make, or how many times everything fell in line to chain abilities for maximum results. On top of basic number crunching, there are also status ailments to contend with. You can set fire to opponents' dice, freeze them to reduce them to the lowest score possible, poison that gradually saps your health each turn, and many more. The game makes it simple to see what statuses are currently afflicting both you and your opponent, as well as the impact they have, so I never felt clueless about what was happening. Alongside combat, you'll also find treasure chests and shops with upgrades, fruit to restore your health, and blacksmiths who can upgrade your existing equipment. Should you survive long enough, each run ends with a fight against a boss character before you are, predictably, denied your wish by the game's antagonist, Lady Luck. Is Dicey Dungeons a good game? Yeah, I'd say so. Will you play it more than once? That's harder to say. The first run through with each character was a fun experience, learning their new mechanics and identifying which upgrades worked best in partnership. But when confronted with the realisation that there were multiple episodes to complete for each of the characters, and I assume there are more to unlock, I felt there was simply too much padding for a game that only detracts from the fact that Dicey Dungeons does its core concept very well. So, verdict time. If you enjoy board games, Dungeons & Dragons, or any other tactical dice-based game, you'll definitely get a kick out of Dicey Dungeons. Even if you only play it once, I'd still recommend giving it a shot. Perhaps this is the sort of game that perfectly mirrors a board game. Every now and then you'll get the itch to play it, have a great time during those couple of hours, then put it back on the shelf for a few weeks at least. Either way, I'm still going to give Dicey Dungeons a game rating. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed my review of Dicey Dungeons. If you did, be sure to roll a 6 to hit the like and subscribe buttons like an absolute legend. Keep an eye out for more videos in the future. Thanks for watching and see you soon.